Welcome to Monday Night Raw post Backlash, where the brand new World Tag Team Champions, again, it still surprises me, I'm not going to lie, where the brand new World Tag Team Champions, A-Town Down Under, quite literally 5 minutes after their match, picked a fight with Jimmy Uso backstage in his preparation before his match with Chad Gable in talking with Alpha Academy. A-Town Down Under told Jimmy to not waste his time with those losers. The result of that is they challenged Jimmy to a tag match with the partner of his choosing. Now, effectively, they did this a couple of months ago with Jimmy's brother Jay, and that resulted in the reuniting of the Uso brothers against them, and they lost to them. So, are we going to see the same again? Of course, one big difference is they do now have gold around their waists, so maybe this could be a point proven if it is the Uso brothers once again that they face. Jimmy out first. The mystery of who he's chosen will continue that little bit longer. Of course, though, Jimmy doesn't necessarily need to cross brands to pick a ally here on Raw. He does have Sami Zayn, although a couple of days removed from a exhausting fight with Gunter, maybe not up for it. He also has Roman Reigns, but I don't know if Jimmy would bother Roman with, admittedly, tag team champions, but still, no offense, A-Town Down Under, I'm not sure Jimmy would bother Roman with you. The option is there for Jay. Oh, dear God. A-Town Down Under. That's one big SOB. Grayson, Austin, lads, it's not too late to back out. It's not too late. Braun Strowman has not been seen on Raw since he was drafted across, and he's going to be itching for a fight. Jimmy somehow has found Braun and offered him this opportunity. Not only is it Big Jim, it's one big SOB to combine there. Oh dear. We get things underway with Austin Theory and Jimmy Uso. Jimmy actually on the receiving end of the early exchanges there. But getting a measure of control back relatively quickly. And there we go. Just super kicking away. Countered though. Thrown into the corner. But raises his elbow to get out of that. I thought he was about to super kick again, but it's a little uppercut, so Jimmy can take to the top and splash accordingly. You kind of almost always know what's coming there when an Uso takes to the top rope. And with Austin laid out, it's time to bring in the monster of all monsters, who manages to roll away in time before all, 380 odd pounds of muscle lands on him. I wonder if 2K25 accommodates Braun Strowman almost ubiquitously removing his shirt at any given moment during a match in a fit of rage. That seems fitting for A-Town Down Under, rubbing Braun Strowman's face into the mat there. The kind of childish antics there he should be known for. But counters Braun. Agility working in their favour against the, well, Braun. That is Braun. I'm not fully certain what Grayson was actually doing there. Is that allowed to be televised? Delivers a running kick and, well, effectively, I'll be honest, I don't know what the move is called officially, but I'm going to call that the Hulk Smash. It's definitely a clap. A clap that would be worthy for the big green man, but Uso back in, delivering punches to Grayson. Is thrown off the ropes and caught by Grayson Waller, though. Momentum in this match, to-ing and throwing, quite regularly. Two people in that front row there. Twins, seemingly. As well. Uso... Twins have turned up to watch an Uso match, but they're both wearing Mammies on top shirts, so they might be a bit disappointed by today's match card. Or Rhea doesn't feature on it. Now, Grayson steps out of the ring for unknown reasons, and as a result, gets clobbered by Braun. And keeps getting distracted by Braun, who only just throws him back in the ring as synchronized. I mean, Jimmy and Braun, brand new tag team there, absolutely synchronizing their movements, although Grayson catches him on return to the ring. But Jimmy's got a measure of control back, has he? No, maybe not. Maybe yes. Grayson asking for a timeout. Not obliging by his own timeout. Sounds about right. Bouncing Jimmy off the ropes. But all that does is bring him closer to Braun Strowman for the tag. But Grayson still got enough in him to avoid being dragged anywhere by the big Braun. I mean, Austin Theory gets two big boosts to the face, doesn't even flinch, then has to be broken up on the pin a second time. But it's Braun's turn to pin, but it only goes to a 1. Jimmy accidentally punches Braun there, I think. But punch to the gut after, well, a running series of punches there, resulting in a punch to the gut, sends Braun to the floor, but he ends up just throwing Grayson into his own corner and then just shouts at him. But hurling Grayson into there, onto his ass, more than anything. Oh, sorry, I went American there. Arse. Trying to powerbomb him there, but Grayson gets out of that. And Jimmy begging for the tag on the right hand side. I could just see it. But that's barely a 1. I mean, the agility of the A-Town Down Under boys is coming into full effect here against Braun Strowman. As they tag Austin Theory in purely just to make the cover, apparently. Not sure that was worth it, but off he goes. Anything that Braun tries, they're seemingly ready to counter. Although, now finally... Nope, still countering. But I think Austin went for something there and got countered magnificently, thrown through the air and now struggling. Jimmy fires himself up on return to the ring. I thought he was trying to position him in the corner there, but just smashes him against it and throws him back in the middle, just brings him back up to super kick him and back to the top rope. Uso goes. Uso splash. I'm not sure what Braun's doing there, actually. I believe Austin Theory may have broken up a pin on Waller earlier, so perfectly legal to do the reverse. Oh, catches the super kick. And miscues the follow-up. A heavy elbow causes Austin Theory to bleed. Tags Braun in, but Theory's trying to get back to Grayson. Hot tag comes in. So does Braun Strowman. Slams him into the floor. Austin Theory's barely awake enough to even react to that one, even if he could break it up. Braun Strowman throws Grayson Waller accidentally into the referee, and that stunner comes in, and Jimmy came in to break that up, but Braun could kick out on his own. Where's Waller going now? To the ropes as Braun gets to his feet. That was a bit janky, not gonna lie. Oh. Both Braun and Waller countering each other's attempts at a move there. Waller trying to just wind Braun more than anything, it seems like. Slams him back into the mat again, but Jimmy's there to tag straight in as Waller, I don't think, has noticed. I think he expected Braun to be out for longer than that. And was caught unawares. They take a little bit more than that to lay Braun Strowman out. Jimmy, with Waller out the ring, just decides to go for Austin Theory, who does manage to, at the very least, counter him. Jimmy Uso sizing up Austin Theory, but it's now Uso's turn to get distracted with the crowd. Not distracted enough. Waller took his time. Now he's distracted, and now it's his turn to be not paying attention when the person's been tagged in. Goes for the cheap roll-up there. Just a 1 count. Jimmy's got a lot more in the tank than that. Both failing with their moves there. But not so much with the potential finisher. Jimmy just about kicks out. I thought that was about to be a super kick of... I thought that was about to be a super kick of Austin Theory's own there, but Braun... I mean, that's one way to break up a pin, isn't it? With 2 heavy fists from a giant of a man. Wouldn't be surprised if you just get concussed from that alone. But Jimmy's face, meet Matt. It's got to be said though, World Tag Team Champs, a bit of a running joke. Showing they might be worth the gold after all. Who's laughing now? Oh, Jimmy's just about to get up there, but Waller caught him in time. Go on, buddy. Gonna do anything here to stop this? It's Uso's turn to bleed. As I think Waller missed that. And with a sore ass, tags Austin Theory in instead. Jimmy's back to his feet though. And as Austin Theory goes, gets another face, the boot to the face. Austin Theory contemplates his life as he watches Jimmy Uso writhe on the floor outside the ring, even if we can't see him from this angle. Jimmy rather sensibly actually goes around and baits Austin Theory out of the ring. Although, does get caught with a suplex. I was about to say thrown back in the ring, but that was in fact the surefire sound of steel steps. Austin annoys the referee there a little bit. Can Austin Theory just leave the ring again, or Jimmy get back in it? There we go. Distracted again, though. Oh. Game got confused there. Jimmy really should have got the upper hand. It really needs to... I have to say, the game does need to do a little bit better job of judging distances. Beating Austin Theory up in his own corner. Leaving... I mean... Waller could just tag him in at this point as well. That's a bit of an oversight. Oh, that is a kick of Austin's own. Still going. But it's time for Austin Theory's face to be a part of the ringside equipment. Or ring equipment, I should just say generally. Jimmy's back in though immediately. I mean, I don't know how many times he's going to be super kicked to the face, Austin Theory, but apparently it's a lot. That's 4 times in 30 seconds. Apparently enough time to reset for Grayson Waller to break that one up. He gets a super kick for his own measure. Braun's available. And in. Just punches Austin Theory down. If this is Austin Theory out, it is. Slightly anticlimactic final move there, but the series of super kicks before that. Basically the Oprah of super kicking. Although Jimmy Uso bleeding will give him a bit of PTSD, I imagine. Crikey. The brand new men's Intercontinental Champion takes to the ring to address the state of the Judgment Day. With gold, not actually wearing gold around his waist to do this promo, annoyingly, but mostly he is announcing that having won that title, the person he was lining up to sign is ready to join, and we'll find out who that is soon. We won't have to wait too much longer to find out, it seems. With the Judgment Day on the rise again, if they add another one to their roster, then depending on who that is, might be a force to be reckoned with once again. And we move to Maxxine Dupri and Ivy Nile's continued feud. Maxxine already in the ring at this stage. Ivy Nile eager to get things going. Well, this match officially underway, apparently, even though neither of them are in the ring at this point, but Maxxine takes to the ropes and gets Ivy once she's in the ring. But Maxxine will be eager to improve on her showing from a few weeks ago now. Otis and Akira Tozawa did get the better of the Creeds, and Jimmy Uso did get the better of Chad Gable on behalf of Alpha Academy, which is what led to that match earlier with A-Town Down Under, really, when, as I say, they caught Jimmy Uso backstage readying himself for that match in conversation with Maxxine and the rest of Alpha Academy. Maxxine going for an early attempt to make Ivy submit. Take a little bit longer to get the Bulldog down, I imagine, but throws Maxxine across the ring. Maxxine rolls out the way. And using her dexterity, bring Ivy down. Again, it's an ambitious early pin. Ambitious early submission, ambitious early pin, but you've got to admire Maxxine for the ambition. I'm just going to mention, of course, something that might be a development that might be happening in real life. Regards to Maxxine, there was obviously talk in the most recent Raw of her mentioning something to do with Natalya, so maybe they're thinking of tag teaming. I've said it before, obviously all these storylines were locked in real life in mid-March, so any developments that happen between real life mid-March and real life May, I can't include. This is now its own thing, and whatever's happening is happening now. We could obviously maybe return to something with Talia once this storyline's over, but for now we get Maxxine potentially counting out Ivy Nile here. I think Ivy might, or Maxxine might reset the count at least. One or the other was about to happen. It's Maxine's turn to be writhing on the floor outside the ring. I think Ivy misjudged that, but thankfully resets the count again. Maxxine gets Ivy back there. And this is a brutality I've not seen from Maxxine before now. Slamming, getting a... gets slammed into the corner herself, but does slam Ivy into the boardings before that. Back in the ring just in time, though. And catches Ivy with a surprise roll-up. Hang on a second. Did we just see a super kick? Another super kick heavy, apparently, tonight. I'm not sure. But I think Jimmy's taught her a trick or two. From his own repertoire there. We saw enough of them. Landon Austin Theory and Grayson Waller earlier. I think we should be able to notice them on site by now, tonight. Maxxine kicks out. I don't know where Ivy's moving. They always seem to move people just in the middle of the ring for no apparent reason. There's often very little need for it. And once again, dragging her to the middle of the ring. When probably she could have done that anywhere. Brings her up just to kick her in the gut to bring her back down again. Oh, I thought Maxxine was about to counter there, but hoist. Oh, is that a submission of some kind? But Ivy's taken to the ropes to axe handle and crossbody at the same time. It was hard to see. The ref got in the way. But Maxxine takes the rope herself this time. That's the game's fault rather than hers, I think. Throws Ivy over her shoulders. Ooh, gets countered though. Took a little bit too long to deliver any further follow-up punishment. But does grab Ivy again. And puts her back in the corner. Nobody puts Ivy in the corner, apparently. And kind of using one of American Made's moves against them there. And it definitely is a super kick. Just use it again to win. Using Jimmy Uso's move to put down Ivy Nile. That is a statement victory. Oh, you can see the punishment that she took in the process of that as well. Bulldog obviously didn't go down, the Pitbull, sorry, obviously didn't go down that easily, but Maxxine wins by way of super kick. And we move, hello. The crowd always beats me to the announcement here. Yes. Following his debut loss to Ludwig Kaiser, Femi, well, has been challenged by the New Day. Unsurprisingly, got a bit gobby in the backstage, taunted Femi, and now Femi's taken on one half of the New Day this week. Again, kind of much like A-Town and Under when faced with Braun Strowman. I imagine Drew Straw's ringside to see who would go first there. I imagine Kofi and Xavier might have done the same once this became official. Officially, Kofi Kingston's on the books for today. So, the Ruler versus Kingston has a bit of a ring to it, I suppose. He moves from Kaiser. He's picking up all the... trying to pick up all the titled folk here. Is Oba. They really need to update this entrance. Like, Drew McIntyre, I can live with. Damian Priest, I can live with. This one, may have forgotten to include Xavier. Now I think about it, that's my bad. Perhaps he just felt he wasn't needed. Also, I could just do without the trumpet and the pancakes. Nonetheless. I'm trying to work out if the crowd shouts New Day sucks or New Day rocks in the background. That's a valid point. I don't know if I checked them individually whether they are booed or not. Well, at the very least, seemingly, he's getting the backing of the crowd, though, nonetheless. But I imagine the crowd immediately gets quiet when you get clotheslined immediately and picked up like you're a baby. Although, hopefully he doesn't do that to babies. And Kofi immediately learning maybe why you don't anger the ruler. Does get back... Oh god, that's terrifying. But Femi just huffing and raging in his face before catching him and throwing him to the floor. Even I felt a bit terrified there. Goading Kofi Kingston now, as I don't think the game can actually give him enough space to do what he wants. And this is a kind of much like A-Town and Under versus Braun Strowman specifically. A matchup between agility and technique versus straight out strength for the most part. But Omer, with a bit of agility of his own there, gets out of the way. Fires himself up. And can now put that strength to good hello. I interrupt these thoughts with a pop-up powerbomb. Fall from grace. Marry me, I'm single, says someone in the chat. Crowd. My words are working today, I swear. Fight forever. I mean, there's 2 more matches tonight. And one of them's quite important, crowd, so, you know, there's a title on the line for the main event. Yes, indeed, still to come. Bayley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Bayley looking to settle scores with Hello, the other half of the Women's Tag Team Champions. As Kofi soars. And yes, sorry, Bayley versus Raquel next, and then for the main event later, it is Roxanne Perez, the challenger, versus Lyra Valkyria, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. New blood, seeing if they can get a title. Quickly. But Roxanne's fellow draftee here, not currently on top of this match. As Kofi delivers a massive spinning kick, but Oba raises a shoulder and gets out of that. And rolls out of the wave. There we go. Oh. Kofi rolls out of the way of that? I don't think that was intentional, for sure. But maybe unwisely tries to get over by the feet. Gets kicked off for his trouble. And the ruler takes to the top rope. To deliver a massive splash. But his follow-up gets caught, and Kofi brings things back as Oba and Kofi engage in a slugfest. You'd imagine this is Oba's home turf. But seemingly equal to each other. Ah, well, yes. Oba quickest to react afterwards. Chucks Kofi Kingston to the floor. Kicks out. Blimey. Just chucks him. Impressive strength. Trying to work out what he's waiting for. Oh, that. I don't think that Kofi knew what hit him there. And just Oba making matters worse for Kofi there. 3 elbow drops. Catches Kofi's attempt to reverse his fortunes. And drops him. Throws him towards the announce desk. Are we going to see him go through it? I don't know if we've got time for that, Oba. Well, win by any means necessary. Win's a win. Oba claims his first victory by countout. I'm sure the New Day will take that defeat graciously, as we have to forgive the generic Titantron. Like, as much as I love Carlito, frankly, can we replace him with Raquel Rodriguez in the Judgment Day entrance? Surely she's more important than he is in that organization. Like, they're literal champions right now. Someone in the background there had the Man's Back in Town t-shirt. Becky Lynch hasn't been seen in a while. Although, I will just say, I fully expected to turn up at WrestleMania. There was a couple of references to her around Elimination Chamber time. I thought she might be appearing sooner rather than later. Like, Pug specifically mentioning her to collect her man. Just felt a little bit on the nose. But Bayley, looking to put down the other half of the Women's Tag Team Champions now. Not really part of a tag team myself at this stage, so can't challenge for those titles. But it'll be symbolic of a push for a singles title to take down 2 halves of one combined tag team champion. And with Rhea trying and failing, perhaps Bayley's looking at the title around Bianca Belair's waist. Although, depending on the outcome of Roxanne versus Valkyria later on, it is effectively the closest thing she has to a tag team partner in Lyra. I realise in real life Bayley's going to be taking on Lyra in a title match, but they seemingly do get on and do respect each other. The other half of this title match later on, Roxanne, is obviously a woman that Bayley's come to blows with a lot this year in 2025. So, well, she's going for the Intercontinental title in real life. In world, she's got a reason, maybe, depending on the outcome of this match later. Bayley, a bit of a wild card in the women's division. She could really go either way for either title. But the early test of strength naturally ended up in Raquel's favour there, but Bayley has got the momentum back with her. Trying to get Raquel to tap out, but Raquel just forces her way out of that one. Referee's back is turned. Raquel not making the most of this. See, this is kind of the exchange I was talking about earlier on, is people just rolling out the ring randomly for no reason. They rolling, just like stepping out and then stepping straight back in again when they realise the other person's gone straight back in. But Raquel chucks her across. Not quite sure what she was thinking of achieving there. Belly to belly on the outside of the ring, though. That's gotta hurt. Apparently she's still out of the ring. And just taking a Bayley to belly on the outside of the ring. Takes a rose plant on the inside of it. There's a baseball bat, ref. You're literally kneeling on the baseball bat. Raquel's just taken 2 big moves there. Well, there's the baseball bat. He's no sitter, lass. I'll be honest, again, I'm going to talk game talk here, but I don't really understand what the point is of the managers chucking weapons in the ring in normal matches, because the ref's never distracted. They're never going to use them. But Raquel uses her strength to effectively boot away Bayley and then follow up with a cover, a roll up. See, this chant I can hear is "This is wrestling." A lot of them I can't understand. Fight Forever is pretty clear as well. I think we had that one earlier. Raquel helps Bayley go higher up on the ropes to ultimately deliver a superplex. Bayley kind of clutching her face on that one. I'm not sure that took the most of the impact. Huge splash from across the ring, though. Yes, that's a 2, Raquel. Oh. Bayley writhing out of this one? Yes. Kind of. Kind of. Trying to get her again, though. I think that definitely was a slam on Raquel's part, but it generally almost looked like Bayley got a boot to Raquel's face in the process of that. Yeah. Follow-up cover was ultimately pointless. Raquel's ready. Bayley, are you paying attention? Yes, apparently you are. Defense and Tiana bomb. For now. Doesn't prevent that, though. Off the ropes. Did Bayley get out of the way there? Or was that the game just being weird? Bayley goes for the pin. I actually think Raquel got that rope break legitimately. Liv only just drew attention to it. Slams Raquel into the corner. And delivers a running elbow. A 2 count. Raquel's not down yet. Fired up, though. Bayley lives for this, says a crowd sign there. I mean, Liv literally just took that turnbuckle off in the full view. But it's affecting the pin. He's too busy. He's not noticing the pin. And by the time he does notice, that was like a 12 count. Finally, the manager's instruction actually pays off. It's a heavy chokeslam, and we'll get some elbows for good measure. Shared move in the repertoire of both Femi and Raquel Rodriguez there. That's a weird coincidence. Trying to get Bayley to tap out. That's not going to happen. Dodges the third of those kicks. And suplexes, and we're in a slugfest. Again, I think I know which of these two women I'd bet on winning this, but Bayley is. Look at the back of Bayley. If I remember rightly, I remember reading somewhere about custom-retired superstars not taking damage the same way. That's a bit of a shame. Although, Raquel will be bleeding at least. Judging by that flash of red. I realise what that is now. It's only taken me, well, I realised it a couple of episodes ago, frankly, but Bayley to Bayley. Bayley still comes out on top. Bayley has successfully dealt with both halves of the women's tag team champions. Liv looks on ringside. Bayley points to a... Well, I don't know if that was meant to be pointing at a sign or not. Roman Reigns, brand new on Raw, having interrupted Seth Rollins' match last week with Logan Paul, is basically here to say that this is his house now. Raw belongs to Roman Reigns as an alliterative benefit to it. He's without his wise man, though. But Roman has plans on Raw. Plans that may or may not include the Interrupter. Unsurprisingly, really, Seth Rollins has some words to say to Roman Reigns. Not least annoyance at getting in the way of Seth dealing with Logan Paul, putting Logan Paul back in his place, which now he's no longer anywhere near that place, having won that match. His ego is even bigger. But to the surprise of absolutely nobody, these two, facing the ring, come to blows. And really come to blows. Crowd singing Seth Rollins the tune rather than OTC. Oh, Roman. Is Roman getting somewhere? Doesn't seem like it. Finally, Seth, let's go. Apologies for the reversal prompts. But Seth. Oh no. Seth's going for the pedigree. That's going to hurt. Seth has tried to do the submission, but Roman wise to that. Gets out of the way of a flying Seth Rollins. And we cut the action just as he gets a boot to the face. We start tonight's main event with the challenger, the Prodigy, Roxanne Perez, making big noises on her arrival to the main roster, immediately targeting the admittedly open challenge that Lyra Valkyria offered. So Zeddy wants to accept it, more than happy as a fighting champion to take on anyone and anyone. Anyone and everyone. It's an opportunity for someone fresh in. And once again, the crowd very much preempts the arrival of Lyra Valkyria. The inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion has fended off Dakota Kai twice, Ivy Nile, and for the sake of this universe, Bayley once already, to still be Intercontinental Champion. Raquel Rodriguez too, of course. Now she faces someone new on the main roster at least. It's NXT together, but... And certainly the first time as being Intercontinental Champion. See, I can't understand what the crowd's shouting there. Let's go Roxy, I think it might have been. They're in the corner of the challenger. Who might not have the appropriate booing. And she has kind of turned heel a bit, I think, in her feud with Bayley. But yeah, the challenger. the incumbent. This might be difficult to actually track who's who. I'll look out for feathers. Both of them in green costumes. Didn't think this one through. Sorry, is Lyra being booed? That shouldn't be the case. I didn't bother to check her. The title's on the line. And this match starts with a bit of heated things, and actually Adrian Butler's the ref here, not Jessica Carr for whatever reason. Actually, in all the confusion, what the hell is Liv Morgan doing here? Who the heck is Liv here for then? As things get underway with Lyra on top and shocked at Roxanne being thrown through the air, actually. So, seems to have very much taken up position in the corner where Roxanne Perez started, at least. And doesn't seem to be pleased with the damage that Roxanne's taking from Lyra. If I was a betting man, I'd put my money on her being in Roxanne's benefit here. Poor Roxanne, though. Somewhat laid out, but Lyra will cancel that count. And Roxanne will get out of the way of the standing moonsault, but coming to blows on the outside of the ring, nonetheless. Champion's advantage, though. Both women technically back in the ring now. As Roxanne repositions herself to kind of catch Lyra on the back. Not the smoothest of moves, and they've immediately back up to her old tricks, and the refs noticed it immediately. This time. No pin to be distracted from this time, though. Lyra on top now, though. What happened to... Sorry, I got distracted. I got distracted there. What was Liv doing in the background? Leg drop from the ropes. Nearly pin on Roxanne. Early momentum with the defendant. I think we're about to get a weapon in the ring again. But this time it's a sledgehammer from Liv. Admittedly, I've now finally, thanks to what happened in the last match, seen the benefit of distracting the referee. Only works coincidentally most of the time, though, I think. I was struggling to work out what to do next, seemingly. As soon as Roxanne actually gets up, though, the game bugs it out. Suicide dive. Out of the ring from Roxanne Perez. Let's hear a whimper from Lyra Valkyria there. Once again, Roxanne's on the top rope, and once again, kind of, I don't know what you'd call that, frankly. It's kind of a double kick, but I almost want to call it a crab kick because it kind of, there's a claw action to it. They have a bit of frustration there. Lyra rolls out of the ring for the matter of seconds, and Roxanne gets confused, but it works out in her favour, ultimately. As the ref doesn't see any of that, too busy focusing on putting the turnbuckle back on. At the very least, he'll delay the count. So Roxanne can do whatever she wants outside the ring now. Ref's back in position, I can see the shadow. There's the one. Roxanne applying a bit of pressure here. And actually, going off something I was saying in the last match about alternative tyres not showing damage, apparently, this is probably a much better example of it because Roxanne's is an alter tyre. Meanwhile, Lyra is beaten up to all hell already. Trying to get her to tap out there. Not working. Takes a boot to the gut for good measure. And it's Lyra's turn to cover. Roxanne kicks out. Lyra lifts her up, slams her down. We'll focus on Roxanne now from the top rope. Misses it somehow, which might cost her. I think it will. Although, I think Roxanne a little bit baffled that she managed to pull that off. Takes the subsequent attack. And a frog splash for Liv's benefit, maybe? I don't know. Roxanne kicks out. Lyra's G'd up. Into the corner, Roxanne goes again. Out of the corner, Roxanne goes again. To the top rope. We'll focus on Roxanne again. Misses that one too. Is there something wrong with that move? That it just always misses. Feel a bit sorry for Lyra Valkyria. But to the top rope, Roxanne goes now, maybe to show Lyra how it's done. Nope, misses that one as well. One of them will finally land something, I imagine. Not this time. But Roxanne gets her back into a hold. Liv's not even paying attention. Lyra taps out. Your new Intercontinental Champion is Roxanne Perez. Liv punching in the background. Although I think it's Dom that's punching in that relationship. Distraction of Liv Morgan. Is this the new member of the Judgment Day? Liv's still there. Seemingly backed by Liv. That's where the smart money is. Well, there we go. That's tonight's show sorted, and the title changes hands. New tag team is formed, maybe. It might be temporary. Jimmy Uso, Braun Strowman on screen now. But yeah, Roxanne Perez beats Lyra Valkyria, wins the title, and seemingly allied to Liv. And therefore, Judgment Day. Dom's new member, perhaps revealed at last. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this, do like, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Ta-ra.